Scriptember is coming, let's celebrate PowerShell. Scripts are swiftly running, automating everything so well. Scriptember is coming, let's celebrate PowerShell. Scripts are swiftly running, automating everything so well. Celebrate PowerShell. Scripts are swiftly running, automating everything so well. Scriptember is coming, let's celebrate PowerShell. Scripts are swiftly running, automating everything so well. Coming, let's celebrate PowerShell. Scripts are swiftly running, automating everything so well.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
to our live stream to kick off our Scriptember campaign celebrating PowerShell. And thanks everyone for joining in. Thanks to Bruno, Xavier, Harm, and Duck for taking part in this little relaxed conversation about PowerShell, community, AI, automation, all kinds of different aspects, I guess. And we're also gonna go through the Scriptember calendar later on to maybe highlight a few of the events and challenges and fun stuff that we have planned. So maybe before we do that, very quickly, let me just thank all the supporters that are part of the Scriptember campaign. It's the PSConf, where unfortunately Gail cannot make it today because he fell sick. One of the main organizers, Pact and Manning, for providing books for our challenges, obviously PowerShell books that you can win with the Shorten the Code and other events as well. The Belgium user group, where we have Xavier with us today because he takes care of the Shorten the Code campaign, which we're going to talk about later as well, and the PowerShell user group, Necker over here. Yeah, so again, thanks to the supporter. And I would say let's make a quick round through the people who are in the conversation right now, and maybe starting with something like, okay, what was your coolest thing that you automated with PowerShell? Maybe we go around, start according to the picture here. So it would be Bruno, Xavier, Doug, and Harm, I would say. So Bruno, if you want to start. And also, of course, introduce yourself quickly.
I'm Bruno Beuk, using PowerShell since 2007, since version 1, and mainly focused on Active Directory, Exchange, cloud products, and so on. The funniest thing I did with PowerShell was the Christmas lights. We made a movie of that, just interfacing with the box of remote jackets and letting some lights burns and so on. Another funny stuff was that we had to scan an email server with a few millions of emails and detect deviations in the headers, and therefore we made also a nice script. It was really fun just to scroll through all the emails and detect some anomalies. That was for a phishing case a few years ago.
Wow, okay, interesting. A fun one, and a seriously fun one.
Yes, seriously.
Awesome. Cool. So Xavier, anything comes to mind for you?
Yes, I'm Xavier Klinkert, one of the organizers of the local Belgian music group, the Beatbug. I've been doing PowerShell for about 10 years now, about as long as I've been in IT. And a fun thing I did with PowerShell was automate my Lego, which is fun. It combines kids' toys with fun things you can do as an adult. Another fun thing I did was combining Lotus Notes databases with SharePoint, which is
Woo!
two very fun and complicated things at the same time, which can be fun and horrible also.
Yeah, wow, Lotus Notes. Okay, I haven't heard that for a long time.
I wasn't expecting to see it anytime soon either, but it happens from time to time.
Yeah. Such is life out there, right? That's the real life.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. So, Doug, how about you?
Hey, how are you? Thanks for organizing this and inviting me.
Thanks.
Yeah, I've been playing with PowerShell for way too long. I've been playing around with since Monad. I don't know how many folks here, I'm sure a couple of you know about Monad, how it first started out. Awesome, Harm. Excellent.
I have no idea.
Erwin, definitely stay engaged. The funnest thing comes to mind, of course, is something I can promote, but I built PowerShell integration to Microsoft Excel, and that you could actually automate Excel without having Excel installed. That was one of the fun things I had a fun time building. Never thought I was going to get it where it got today. I was just sitting around on weekends and whatnot. So yeah, that's what for me PowerShell's fun for.
Oh, awesome. And how many millions downloads you have from your import Excel module?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I think I only checked this morning. I think it's about it's close to 7 million at this point. So
amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's
cool.
amazing.
I get way too many emails and way too many things like, hey, how do I do this? So it's been a fun ride.
Awesome. So Harm, how about you?
Well, I've been using PowerShell since Monad too, so there from the start. The nice things that I did was mainly for PowerShell development, getting sandbox instances running for developing scripts in, just automating all the things that I do at work or for customers in their Intune environments. So yeah, mostly business though, but it's still fun for me.
Awesome. And as it states in the description, you are the author of the PowerShell is Fun blog, right?
Well, the name says it all, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons why you're here.
Bruno's website name.
I think it's both great ideas, right? Yeah. Yep. So awesome. So yeah, let's quickly look into our calendar, the things that we have planned for this month, because everyone here on the call is involved one way or another. So let me just bring the calendar here into the page here, and let's stop the banner here. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so we put up a calendar page. So if you go to scriptember.com/Scriptember, you end up on this page right here. And here is the calendar of all the things that we have planned yet. There might be things moving around a little bit, and things might be changing, and things might be added to it. And just to start with what is already running since yesterday is Shorten the Code. So maybe Xavier, you want to comment a little bit on that quickly?
Yes, well, Shorten the Code is something we did earlier this year at PSConf EU. So the idea is simple. We give you starting code, and all you have to do is make it as small and short as possible by using the boundaries of PowerShell, by using aliases, replacing with regex. Anything you can do to make it smaller, the more chance you have of winning a prize.
And and of course, it still has to run. So shorten
it still has to run. If it doesn't run, then it's not.
Yeah, it's to be functional. So yeah, and as you mentioned, there are a few prizes people can win. I think this is already cool. And we already have, we checked this afternoon, we have 7 people already participating. And so this runs throughout the whole of September. So, and Xavier is kind enough to check every week the entries to find out what we have, and then at the end of September we will take a look at the winners and inform them, of course. And we might even make another maybe live stream, because people might be interested in what people actually did to shorten the code and still make it run. So something that's not in the calendar yet, and we could think about that, Xavier, maybe to do that,
definitely.
so that people can learn from others and what they did during that.
Am I allowed to use AI for that?
You can. I
Of
tried to do
course.
that for PSConf as well. It made it even worse.
I did it yesterday and made it even better, but that's
That's
just
nice.
me.
So I think in Doug's case, you have to use AI. I think
Yes,
that's
you can.
There you go.
for you. It's mandatory.
The question is, do you get the prize or does the AI get the prize?
I'll give it to AI.
yeah. Awesome. All right. So let's just quickly go through some other events that's going to take place. So number one, you see a number of blue items here, and we got Tobias Weltner and Alexander Nikolov to write a couple of PowerShell scripts, which is great, especially for Tobias, because he was not that active in the community, at least from what I saw in the last couple of months. But he's back, obviously. So expect a few. It's actually 13 tips being published throughout the next couple of weeks. Then on Thursday, we have an already recorded conversation with Bruno talking about learning PowerShell with Lego, which I think it's a fun thing. And if people look closely, they can see a little Lego box behind him, because that's what he's using, right? Yeah, and here it is. Yeah. So that's a fun one. And then Harm, we have a conversation recorded, and we're gonna have a number of live streams, which we call PowerShell is Fun, and going to be three of these live streams going on the next couple of weeks, and we try to have fun. Hopefully the people who are watching it gonna have fun. And we have prepared a few things. I think it's going to be really fun, interesting as well, and hopefully some kind of educational as well.
Go. Both.
Yeah. We try, right? Yeah. Absolutely. All right, then we have a conversation with Damien Scholes about PowerShell and Graph, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's, I think, an interesting topic for everyone in PowerShell right now. How and when and why and maybe why not use MS Graph in PowerShell. I don't know if you have opinions about it. Quick comment. Oh, silence is golden.
It's way too difficult at this stage.
Yeah.
Should improve.
Yeah, it's not what PowerShell people typically expect from.
It's not intuitive enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
So
It's so complicated, AI can't figure it out.
Well,
I mean, that says something, right? Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. It's all over the place.
Yeah. So we had a conversation. So let's see what he says about it. And then, of course, we have
to throw 2 cents in there. I don't mean to take it in a negative direction, but I will anyway. I remember back in the early days when we were out for some of the first MVP stuff for PowerShell, and SharePoint came in and demonstrated their early first SharePoint commandlets, and it was a complete mess. And Graph reminds me of the same thing, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, so we all hope that Microsoft is going to figure it out. And well, anyway, let's move on to another maybe interesting topic, which is AI and PowerShell. So I had, of course, a conversation with Doug about it, and it will be published on the 20th. So, of course, expect some interesting insights into all about ChatGPT, OpenAI, PowerShell, and of course your PSAI module. It's gonna have also a lot of demos, so people can actually see what's possible. So that's, I think, really cool. And my personal highlight really was I had the chance to interview Jeffrey Snover, which actually I didn't really expect when I reached out to him on Twitter via DM and asking him, like, okay, what do you think? Would you be ready for an interview? And like 30 minutes later said, yeah, sure, I would love to. So this will air also, of course, during Scriptember on the 25th. And he has, as always, a lot of interesting, insightful stories to tell. So I think this is something really to look forward to for everyone. Yeah, so I think that's any particular other things that you guys see on the calendar that you think is interesting, or did we cover most of the stuff?
Now the different challenges, I guess. I see number 1, number 2.
The tips, you mean?
No, the challenges.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I totally forgot. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course, we're gonna have challenges where also people can win prizes. So one is about questions about PowerShell and when it got invented and things like that. And we have a PowerShell is fun challenge as well, which is actually really about fun, just asking people, why do you think PowerShell is fun? And then there is a second challenge as well in the last week of September, where you also, of course, can win prizes, gift cards, and books. Again, from Pact and Manning, they were really very open to give away ebook vouchers and printed copies of PowerShell books. And we also plan to have some, once in a while, some activities on the socials to give away, like, again, books and packages of stickers and stuff. So we want, of course, people to engage and to see, yeah, what people are doing with PowerShell, why they're using PowerShell. And actually, there was one comment one post I read on LinkedIn a few weeks ago, and I also showed it to Jeffrey Snover during the conversation, where somebody said the reason why he got a new job was because of PowerShell, and because he could enable many people in the company to do a better job, to have more interesting jobs to do, get rid of boring tasks, things like that. And this was just, I think, 3 weeks ago, I think. And if you think about it, PowerShell is now, I think it turns 18 this year, if I'm correct.
Something like that.
Yeah, and still people are really, really successful with it. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, so a lot of stuff that is happening this month, and of course, it's about celebrating PowerShell, learning from each other, which I think is great, and I think to show the world that PowerShell community is one of the best IT communities, I would say. So if you would have to tell someone, why you should start learning PowerShell, maybe you make another quick round through the 4 of you. Bruno, what would you say?
To save time, to make life easy, and to do everything lazy but efficient.
Lazy but efficient, I like that. Nice. Xavier, what is your comment?
For me, it's to be the lazy IT guy everybody needs, because every good IT guy is lazy and doesn't want to do repetitive chores. And I think mainly also learning PowerShell gives you an edge in learning any other programming language. I think that's the best beginning you can have into the scripting world if you don't have any experience.
Perfect. Thank you. Doug. By the way, I like your background here, your Scriptember background.
You've got the outfit too.
Thank you. And the outfit, yeah.
Heiko's seen this before. The I did that with a little bit of AI, but that's just my theme in life at this point. Yeah, Bruno and Xavier actually stole my point. I've been in the industry 100 years, and the best worker is a lazy worker. I will spend 2 hours to automate a 10-minute task, especially if I'm going to use that 10-minute task every week, twice a day. Learning how to program or a code in PowerShell, and to be able to take those tasks that you do manually over and over again, it makes it better, faster, consistent. And even if you use PowerShell and you script away, even with the errors that the manual task has, then you have the opportunity, you have an artifact at the end of it, and basically you can use that script and then you can improve it, right? So, and then you can make it part of other scripts. So I've always looked to, and the way PowerShell's created, it just makes it much easier than using things like Bash and Sed and Awk and Python. So yeah, learn it. It's worth it.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Oh, everyone already took all my points away. So yeah, but it's pretty obvious. Being the smart and lazy admin, automating all your things and putting all your effort in automating things instead of doing manual repetitive tasks, and which introduces errors and inconsistency. So yeah, it's a no-brainer actually.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree. This is like, and it's fun, of course.
It is. Well, for us, it's fun. When you're trying to learn new things, it might not be as fun until you mastered it. But
yeah, there's a learning curve, but if you see the first result, it's like, whoa, okay, let's move on to the next step, right?
The road to the results isn't always fun, but the feeling after you make it work is the best.
Yeah, once you get it to run, it's like, ooh, yeah, it pays off, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So, yeah, I think this was a great way of kicking off Scriptember and getting people engaged. And for everyone out there, take part in the Shorten the Code challenge and the other challenges. Also maybe the one they're really not that difficult. So I think it's really something that everyone can relate to. So feel free, check out again our calendar. So I think have it here in the ticker here as well. Yeah. So you can go to scriptpreneur.com/Scriptember. You will also see when things change, or follow us on LinkedIn or on Twitter. So if something new comes up, if the recordings and the live streams go online, you will be informed. So feel free to follow us there. And again, thanks to the sponsors. And by the way, just for the last challenge in the last week of September, Gale and the PSConf, they give away a 50% discount for the PSConf EU in 2025, even though nobody knows where it's going to happen, but it will happen. So I think this is a cool prize as well. So look at something to look forward to. Again, just follow us on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Check out the calendar. And
what's Twitter? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm old school,
Artist for me,
We don't know X either. So.
You probably still do VB script. I'm sorry.
Yeah, doing batch with Kickstart.
Oh, batch. I like it.
Yeah. Kickstart.
Yeah, it worked.
I would keep to automating Excel in VBA.
So yeah, no, I'm dating myself. So yeah, that's when I started looking into batches and stuff. So
you also did novel netware, so yeah.
Yeah. Look at my gray hair. I mean, this must come from somewhere, right? Oh, there's a question coming in. Heidak, what do you think is a good alternative for GitHub Copilot?
Wow. Well, I don't know about alternatives, but definitely there's a lot of things to check out. Things like Cursor. There's a thing called Aider, AIDER, And what's really cool about these environments is you install them if you're using Visual Studio Code, and if you're comfortable with that, and that's what you like, it will become part of that, similar to how Copilot does. And all these big companies that are building these UXs around LLMs are doing some amazing stuff. And they're going to keep leapfrogging each other every week, right? LLMs get better every week, and these UXs get better. So yeah, Aider and Cursor is something I would recommend. And then once you start following those, you'll start to unravel, like, well, who else is doing what in the industry? And there's a ton of things. And yeah, it's hard to pick which ones are good. And you got to try things out and fall down and pick yourself up. But it's a worthwhile effort, in my opinion.
Awesome. There is another question maybe where we can wrap up with, because if someone wants to start using and learn PowerShell, what do you think is a good way of starting? Maybe we make a final round. Bruno, maybe you want to start?
So you want me to tell how they should start with PowerShell?
Yeah.
First of all, there's a lot of stuff available online, and just read them. There are plenty of examples, and you can also request a poster from Scriptember, which is very good, especially on Monday morning when you're drunk.
shameless plug.
Yes, and just start with simple things. Try to do one thing at a time, and when you succeed, just go a little bit further. And after a few days, weeks, you will write complete scripts. Just start with the basics. Keep on trying. Never give up, because it isn't easy the first steps. And once you manage to get something working, then you will grow fast and easily in PowerShell.
Awesome advice. Xavier, something you want to add to that?
I want to add your the holy trinity of commands: the get help, get command, and get member. If you learn those, you will find everything you need to know, even from the shell, to learn how to do it. And just find a project you want to do and just start small.
Perfect. Doug, your take on that question?
Yeah, well said. And finding something you want to try to automate, because if you're excited about automating it, you'll stick with it. And having what I call a PowerShell first mindset. A lot of people I know will sit down with PowerShell, try things out. They try to get comfortable with piping and objects and whatnot. And typically early on, if you start on a Monday and you try it out, and then you don't go back till Wednesday or Friday, you forget. But if you kind of get that PowerShell first mindset and you say, I'm just going to try this again today, you'll start to pick up, it'll stay with you, so that you have less of a ramp up every day that you miss it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Harm, you just wrote it into the comments that you there is a...
Yeah, there's a great PowerShell course on Microsoft Learn. It's not being promoted that much. And well, just like Doug said, if you have something that you want to automate, you have to have like a goal, something that you want to do like straight away, because it will save you tons of time when it's done. And it's so much easier, because I started learning Python, I think 3 or 4 times, and every time I have no use case for it. So then I stopped learning. So yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, so find a good use case, and yeah, communicate with the community, right? I mean, this is as I mentioned earlier on, it's one of the greatest IT communities I ever been part of. So ask questions there on all the different channels. There are always people that are willing to help.
You can also find most of the people on Discord or Slack these days.
Yeah.
I think the Discord one is just discord.gg/PowerShell, and you will find it.
Perfect. I think this was a good final question to wrap up our little kickoff session for the Scriptember campaign. Thanks for everyone who tuned in. Thanks to Bruno, Xavier, Doug, and Harm for taking the time to have this discussion here. It was really, really cool. Thanks a lot. And again, everyone, take a look at our calendar, check out our socials to see what's going on in the next couple of weeks until end of September. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.